7 Levels of Gaming Difficulty by TR1 Jerd. Let's get into it.
Ever since the origin of gaming, one of its core selling points has always been its difficulty. The difficulty of a game really sets the mood of the game.
Geometry Dash. That's got to be the hardest game in the world. I always say it. People were like, A Dance of Fire and Ice, Osu, there was another one that I forget. I feel like Geometry Dash has got to be the hardest.
It can influence whether you play the game or not. In this video, I'll be going over each level of gaming difficulty.
There we go, 7. And the crazy thing is, it's not, I really hope he dives into like the difference between a mechanically hard game and a, I don't know, like differently hard game, because Rocket League's probably the hardest mechanical game, no?
And giving you recommendations of each game in each category. So stay along to see each recommendation. Level 1, No True Difficulty. These are the games that practically play themselves. Enemies will do barely any damage, checkpoints are everywhere, and if you somehow manage to die, the game usually puts you right back where you left off. Sometimes you'll get even unlimited lives, aim assist, or enough healing items to survive.
I feel like usually those are just story games. Is he just talking about story games? Because like, are we staying away from story games? I feel like story games are like the level 0 because they're not difficult. That's the entire point of them.
Almost anything. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. Easy difficulties exist for a reason. Maybe you're completely new to gaming, maybe you're just here for the story, or maybe you don't want to spend hours fighting the same boss. These games usually create more cinematic experience.
Are Dark Souls, like Elden Ring, considered story games? No. Because I feel like those have got to be up there in difficulty
For the viewer to enjoy. So most games you'll find in this category are story mode / interactive movie games. Some games I can think in this category are games like Mixtape, Stardew Valley, and Animal Crossing. What game I chose to
Animal Crossing? So we're just talking about like grazing games, like literally just like fun. There's no difficulty to them.
Represent this category and recommend to play is Firewatch. Firewatch is a relaxing story-driven adventure game where you can play as Henry, a fire lookout. The game more focuses on exploration, dialogue, and emotional storytelling rather than difficult combat or challenging mechanics. It represents level 1 good because it's a simple, accessible experience that allows any player to enjoy the atmosphere.
I've never been into games like this. I've always only played competitive games, which is like a double-edged sword because it makes me so mad, but I feel like in some ways it's a lot more fun. Like I can stick with the game for years.
Sure, people might joke that these games are impossible to lose, but for people playing these games, this is exactly what they're looking for, a relaxing experience. Don't get too comfortable though, because things at level 2 finally start fighting back. Level 2, Casual. This difficulty, the games finally start expecting something from you.
Is Minecrafting casual, do we think? Like just normal Minecraft? Like beating it? Or do we think that's harder?
But they still want you to have a good time. Unlike level 1, enemies actually fight back, mistakes can happen, and you might have to think about your decisions. This difficulty developers usually balance their game around because it gives the player a challenge without becoming too frustrating. Casual mode is where most players experience a game for the first time.
So like casual, I'm trying to think, like what is the first game I played that was like casual? Games like Cut the Rope, is that considered casual? Because like bro, you can fail. Like is this like levels games or not really? Because levels games, like obviously like Geometry Dash and stuff, it's like, well, the difficulty's so much more different because it's like you have to just learn it. That's the hard part of it.
It lets you focus on world, story, and fun mechanics without...
But the mechanics and the patterns aren't actually hard. Like for Geometry Dash, here's me beating Tidal Wave. Here's what I have to do to beat Tidal Wave. Here's the mechanic. And then here's the mechanic I have to do to beat Stair Madness. It's the same thing. You're just clicking a button. But like the learning and the patterns are the hard part.
Constantly worrying about getting destroyed by every enemy. Some games I can think in this category are Lego games, Pokemon games, and Portal 2. What I chose out as the standout and
Okay, so those are like cool math games, kind of like it's like very easy, but still kind of have some difficulty to them.
recommendation is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
That's a whoa! I thought that was a very hard game. What? I thought that was a hard game. I guess I'm mistaken.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is an open world adventure game where you can play as Link, exploring the kingdom of Hyrule while fighting enemies, solving puzzles, and uncovering its lost history. It represents level 2 because it's easy for new players to pick up while still offering enough exploration, combat, and mechanics to keep the player engaged. For many gamers, this is the perfect middle ground. Not to say that victory feels meaningless, but not so hard that every mistake feels like you want to quit.
But I feel like that's fun of it, bro. Because like then you feel more accomplished, right? Like everything has its opposite. Like I've said before, it's like you only feel that really good feeling. Like if you beat everything one attempt, it's like okay, that was mediocre. Like when you complete like I don't know what's a game that you beat in one attempt. Like when you were playing what's that one game? It was like Water Aqua Park IO on your phone when you be the little character on the water slide and you just like fly off and win every time because you beat bots. That game was never actually satisfying.
However, the next level is where things start getting serious. Level 3, Challenging. At this level, winning isn't guaranteed anymore. Enemies hit
I don't think that's how you spell challenging. Pretty sure you spelled that wrong. Anyways.
harder, mistakes become more noticeable, and you actually have to pay attention to the game mechanics. You can't just run into every
Challenging.
fight expecting to survive. You need to learn patterns, manage your resources, and make smarter decisions. The game gives a real sense of accomplishment because victories don't just happen. When you finally beat a boss or complete a tough section, it feels rewarding because you know
I feel like this is going up really quickly. If this is like the point where it's like you feel very rewarded, we have 4 more levels. This isn't even halfway. How does it get much harder?
you improved. To name some games, I'll say games like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, God of War, and the Assassin's Creed game.
Okay, never mind. So that was just me being skeptical.
The game I chose as my recommendation and to represent this category is Minecraft. Minecraft doesn't need any further introduction. While the game is very easy to understand, the survival mode actually requires some skill if you want to see any success.
Bro, am I crazy to say though that like survival mode is like actually decently hard? Like to beat the game, or is this just like to survive? Like playing in the overworld?
It represents this level perfectly because it starts simple but gradually rewards skill, creativity, and knowledge as the
I got knocked back to 2010 with the old hurt sound. Yeah, the ooh. I can't even make it. That is real though.
player takes on.
Wait, 2010. You were an infant. You just got out of the womb.
Harder goals, like the Ender Dragon. Unlike easier difficulties, challenging mode requires you to understand how the game works. It's not just a couple tries and you'll eventually get it. You actually need to start planning your boss fights. This is where most people find their love for harder games. Level 4, Punisher.
Oh, you're 22. Oh, yeah, that's on me. That's on me. Okay, so I feel like I played Minecraft, right, which is level 3, or I played Geometry Dash and Rocket League, which I'm guessing are going to be level 6 and 7. Right.
Up until now, maybe you lose a little progress in how to retry at a checkpoint, but here, every decision matters. One wrong move, one missed dodge, or one wasted resource can cost you everything. These games demand patience. They expect you to learn from every death instead of just simply trying again. If you rush into
This music is actually very groovy, I'm not gonna lie. This music wait, is that what it said? This decision? Where was
one
it?
wasted resource can cost you everything. One move, one missed dodge, or one wasted resource can
Wait, where to say that? Oh my gosh. That's the issue. He's definitely trolling.
from every death instead of just simply trying again. If you rush into a fight without a plan, chances are you'll be staring at the game over screen. Resources become scarce, enemies hit much harder.
So this is like this is like the first like PvP. This is where a PvP game lies. Not like a hard PvP, but like Pixel Gun 3D. Although that's low-key a hard game.
Save points are fewer and farther between, forcing you to survive longer stretches without the safety of a checkpoint.
Here's my guess. Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 is gonna be here.
Some games you can find in this category are games like Ultra Kill, Hollow Knight, and most competitive shooter games.
Okay, so yeah, most competitive shooter games. Titanfall 2 is actually Pixel Gun is so niche, I know. So it's Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 is actually such a great game. Fun fact, fun little story here. Titanfall 2, the first time I ever fully completed it was with my dad. I sat in a basement with my dad in his basement. I don't remember how long it took us. But we ordered McDonald's and we ordered McDonald's 2 times. We ordered a Shamrock Shake one of the times. So we probably had 5,000 calories and we sat down all day. Literally like I don't think I went upstairs or outside all day, and he would do the shooting part and then I would do the parkour part, and it was great.
And what I chose to represent this category in my recommendation is Terraria. Terraria is a 2D sandbox adventure game where players explore, build, craft.
I've never really understood Terraria. I feel like it's just like what a day. I know. I feel like Terraria is just like knockoff Minecraft, but it's not actually knockoff. You feel me?
And battle increasingly difficult enemies and bosses. As the game
Okay, I lied. That looks nothing like Minecraft.
progresses, survival depends on preparation, strategy, and mastering its combat. I chose it for this category because how harsh the game can be on you when you're not ready. This level is where gaming becomes frustrating. For others, this is where it becomes addicting. Because once you overcome
No, I don't think that's an either or. I think if it's frustrating, it becomes addicting because you want to frustrate other people. As I was saying, like how I'm very toxic in Rocket League, bruh. It's not because I want to be. It's not because I actually hate you, but it's because I want to win, and I'm mad if I don't.
a challenge that was difficult, it's hard to look back at the easier ones. Level 5, Souls-like.
Souls. He spelled Souls like right, but yeah, Souls. Okay, that makes sense.
I gave this genre of games its own level solely based off its reputation. If you ever played a Souls-like game, you already know what's coming.
I've never actually played one, but I've heard that it's like very, very just hard and it's time consuming because it's the same thing. You have to fight bosses. It's like every boss is like a Geometry Dash level, but it's not. Every boss is like, for my skill, like an easy demon Geometry Dash level that'll take like an hour or two.
Gonna die over and over again. These games aren't trying to make you angry, they're trying to make you learn. Every death teaches you something. Maybe you dodged too late, or maybe you got
Well, you know what they say. You either succeed or you learn. You learn to live and you learn. Wait, you learn to live and you live to learn.
greedy, you went for an extra hit, or maybe you walked into a fight completely unprepared. The more you play, the more you start to recognize enemies' attacks, learning boss patterns, and improving little by little. Before long, the boss that seemed impossible suddenly becomes manageable, and that's what makes these games so satisfying. Some games in these categories are Dark Souls, of course, Ghost of Tsushima, and Sifu. What I chose as the recommendation and standout is Elden Ring. Elden Ring is an open-world action RPG where players explore the dangerous lands between, fighting challenges.
I will say, Souls games I feel like have like the best graphics. Like out of all games, like maybe aside from sports games, but sports games, I hope sports games are not here. I hope sports games die. They're so stupid. The companies are stupid.
Enemies, powerful bosses, while creating their own playstyle. The game rewards patience, learning enemy patterns, and improving through repeated attempts, instead of simply overpowering the enemy. Beating a soul
Yeah, I think here is where the like soul like what level is this? Level 5, so Souls games is where it starts to become like now it's one you don't learn after one death. It takes you like multiple deaths, sometimes hundreds of deaths to beat the level or whatever you're beating, like to beat the relative boss or whatever.
like boss isn't just another checkpoint, it's proof that you've actually gotten better at the game. For a lot of players, this is the perfect level of difficulty. Hard enough to keep you on your toes, but fair enough that every death feels like it was your own fault. If you made it this far into the video, if you can drop a like and subscribe, it would be
Yes, sir, bro. Of course I can. Of course I can. Let's shout out TR1 Jerd. He only has 834 subs. Go like this. I'm not kidding. Go in the description. Click on this video. Click on the video I have linked. Click the like button and click the sub button because he's underrated and he deserves it.
greatly appreciated. Anyways, let's get back into the next level. Level 6, Brutal. At this point, the game's selling points are how hard they are. These games,
Ooh, Mario. I didn't even think about that.
losing isn't surprising at all, it's expected. Unlike other levels, you can spend hours practicing, learning every single mechanics, and still get destroyed by some small mistake or
It's got to be Rocket League. Rocket League, literally, what he just said, that fits perfectly.
something you weren't expecting. A single missed input, a bad decision, or one moment of hesitation can completely ruin your progress. Brutal games push your skill, patience, and dedication
I despise that game. I suck at it.
to the absolute
Played it once on stream, never again.
limit. They demand near perfect execution and expect you to master the mechanics that most players would not even notice. Some games you can find in this category are Getting Over It, The Binding of Isaac, and Celeste. And what I chose as the standout game in this category is Cuphead.
Cuphead? Oh, we're at level 6. I didn't even realize. I thought it was out of 10 levels. Okay, that's valid. So these are like hard. So Rocket League probably would fit in here. Those are like hard games. Like very hard games. Because Cuphead is like insane.
Cuphead is a run-and-gun platformer inspired by 1930s cartoons, where players battle creative bosses with fast-paced combat and challenging patterns. The game requires precise timing, memorization, and constant practice because even small mistakes can lead
I play no like boss games. I just realized that. And I never have. Like I've never faced like a final boss. Like aside from Minecraft. But like I've never died facing a final boss in any game.
to failures. But even at this reaching point, there's still games that go beyond what most players thought was possible. Level 7, impossible / player-made levels.
Leveles. Yeah, this player made levels is again we're gonna watch one about skill ceiling in about 10 minutes. You'll realize that's like a theoretically impossible to track. Like it's a skill ceiling because the game itself isn't hard. The people are making it hard. Pause, I'm hard.
This is the point where games stop feeling difficult and they almost start feeling unreal. These are challenges that only a tiny percentage of the players will even be able to complete. They require an insane amount of practice, perfect timing, and sometimes
Super Mario Maker 2, I forgot. That's in there? That's crazy. The servers are shut down, I believe.
even years of dedication. At this level, failure isn't measured in a few attempts or even a few hours.
What am I watching?
Players can spend up to hundreds or even thousands of hours on a single run. Most of these impossible
On a single run. Doggy and grief.
challenges come from player-made levels. Examples of things defined in this category are crazy Mario Maker levels, no-hit challenges, and world record speedrun attempts. My standout thing for this category, though, is Geometry Dash Extreme Demons. Geometry
Bro, it has to be the hardest game, I'm telling you.
Dash Extreme Demons are some of the hardest user-created levels in the game, requiring near-perfect timing, memorization, and thousands of attempts to complete.
No. Not near perfect timing. Perfect timing. Give some respect. Perfect timing. You have what? What was it that we watched? A 240 FPS frame perfect is like 7 milliseconds. It's like half the you have half the speed that a hummingbird flaps its wings one time to click or else you die. That's insane. That's not near perfect. That is perfect.
These levels push players to master incredible precise jumps, reactions, and patterns, where even a single mistake means starting over to 0%. They represent level 7 because only a small number of players can conquer the hardest challenges.
Yeah, bro, like, who's in any other game? Like, the only other game that I can think of is even close. Osu, obviously, I don't really know about that. But, like, mechanically, like Rocket League, the hardest rank, even, like, the pro space, whatever, highest rank is SSL. There are thousands of SSLs, I believe. People who have beat the hardest level in Geometry Dash. There are 2 human beings who have beat the hardest level. Who's beaten the top 2, or who's beaten the second hardest level? 2 human beings. The same 2 human beings. Unless Trick beat it, then 3. But the point is like, it's hard.
What makes these games impressive is that they push the limit of what players thought was possible. They create communities dedicated to finding strategies, improving techniques, and proving that even the hardest
I don't think the Geometry Dash community is about improving. I think the Geometry Dash community is about being cornballs.
challenges can be conquered.
I'm a Geometry Dash player, by the way. I don't mean that in a bad way.
But for every person who completes one of these challenges, there's thousands who will never even be able to make it past the first step. The goal is to become one of the few people.
See the Zoink and Popoff are the people. For those of you who don't play, are the people who beat the top 2 hardest levels. Trick possibly did, and Doggy's verifying the hardest level. So he's clearly number 4 in the world, not number 23.
That can. That concludes all the levels. If you enjoyed this video, once again, drop a like and subscribe. It would greatly help the channel out.
Yes,
Also,
sir.
give any recommendations for any other type of content you would like
Alright,
to.
bro. Let's read the comments. Bro, some of the entire GD community, for real. I'm glad you specified that Geometry Dash stream demons. I need to, yes. How fast I clicked when I saw Geometry Dash. Another video glazing Geometry Dash, near perfect timings, but it is literally frame perfect. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so yeah, that was basically goated video. Shout out, who was it again? Shout out TR1 Jerd. Shout out him. But yeah, W video, and Geometry Dash is the hardest game. We figured out again.